Oh, hey. I don't know how my microphone and stuff sounds, so let me know. I'm so used to typing to you that I almost typed. It's pretty funny. So I'm trying to solve this problem today where the character's root motion is locked in place for retargeting animations. And I could not solve it yesterday, so I'm going to try to solve it before the day's over. It doesn't happen in the animation or the anim BP or the blend space. Actually, they should be locked in place in the blend space. Yeah, but this is the retargeter, and the retargeter is supposed to mimic the source, the destination, or whatever you want to call it, the target versus the source, right? Oh wait, retarget root is set as root, but on the source, it's not set as root. Okay, so maybe I need to... I have too much stuff open too. Let me see. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be on the skeleton. Yeah. No. Set retarget root is supposed to be on the IK. Okay. Let me clear that root. You'd think it would update here. Anyway, I have not done this in 2 years, streaming. In fact, I was looking at my YouTube, and it was 2 years ago that I last did some stuff. It was for Hometown Hero. Now that I'm doing an entirely different project, it feels really strange, especially after having been just working so hard this year and not doing any game dev really. Let's see here. Yeah. And I'm not used to like talking to chat or anything like that, so I'm gonna have to work on that. I'm very chill on live streams. Okay. So here's some of the gameplay. So as you can see, I got the new modular character in. Living healthy will help you work healthy. Yeah, that's so true. I've been going to the gym and stuff lately as well, so... Okay, so the retargeting on the fingers is all jacked up. He looks like his fingers are all broken, but I don't care about that right now. And then I need to set up mutable, which will allow the character's body to stop clipping through the clothing. And right now that's... Oh, cool. So you can actually see that there's clipping occurring. You can see his leg clipping through the clothing. I heard you could set up something called mutable in Unreal Engine 5 that handles that. Because this is a modular character. Hey, how are you? Furkan Balsi? Sorry if I mispronounced that. Thanks for coming to the stream. I haven't streamed in like 2 years, so... But yeah, I got the character running around in here in the new Phase Story project. Since Hometown Hero is no more, this is sort of like an evolution of that, so... I actually have attacking set up, and the stamina and the health and barrier all work for enemies and players. And I got a cool weather system as well. So let's see here. Let me show off the weather system. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize I had that. Okay. Let's go to Thunderstorm. Watch this. Oh wait, it's hidden in game, I think. Looks lovely. Maybe need more color variations in grass and non-shadowed areas. Thank you. Yeah, I think you're right. Right now I'm really trying to figure out what the balance is for that. And I think the lighting looks good, but it's also not great. I'm going for a really highly stylized look, you know. Let's see here. I think this is hidden in game. Oh, you know what it is? The weather is set to dynamic. There we go. This is really cool. I got like a nice weather system going on with fog, and it's more than fine in forest. It was flat in plateau. Yes. I have this plan to make it procedurally generated in certain areas. So for example, this is the world of Adva, and it's sort of like medieval mixed with some modern conveniences and then some sci-fi tech. So think about like Genshin Impact, sort of, but also like Final Fantasy Tactics. And so, what was I going to say? Yes. It seems kind of flat because this is like a test level or whatever. But what I hope to do is have sort of like this handcrafted world, and then to open up procedurally generated areas where you combine keywords like .hack, the old .hack games, and that will allow you to travel to procedurally generated areas where there are mysteries and secrets that maybe can only be found once, right? Or only by one person, and so on and so forth. I think that's missing in games. I also need to optimize the scene. I did a standalone and it was pretty laggy with the grass. Everyone says to get rid of the grass and just have a few patches here and there. But because this is supposed to be sort of made after like the Celtic highlands and things like that, I think the flowing grass and sort of all this motion is really, really important to me for the game feel. If you notice, there's like wispy wind, there's fog, there's lightning, there's even like lightning in the sky behind the clouds. I really like that. Anyway, also I have allergies, so if I'm sniffling in your ear, I'm sorry. So right now I'm trying to fix the retargeter because the root motion is stuck, and that's something that I was working on. When I go to globally scaled for the spine, it's really funny because the character's top half drops below their bottom half. So let's see. Retarget root could probably be pelvis or roots, I'm not sure. Okay, so it's up there now. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Excuse me. Let's see here. Let's try the root bone again. To be honest with you, this might take like all day because I haven't fixed this problem in a couple years. And I think it's a combination of things. It's really frustrating. I fixed it with one animation set, but not with this one. So RTG Spark Bearer. Let me see here. Okay. So if I do a different one, insane air combo. I'm pretty sure that this is the one I fixed. And I know I have like a different retargeter for each, but yeah, it's not looking great. Still locked in root. Jeez. Might have to look this up. It's really magical when you see a bunch of cool animations come together on a character you made. When it's done properly. Interpolated. I don't think that's it. Oh, wrong one anyway. Root. I started to work on a game on Gamedev 2, but I'm too newbie. Maybe I ask your input about my project. Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to. I'd love to chat about Gamedev. I have a server. It's pretty dead because I haven't really done much Gamedev in the past year, but you're welcome to come by and hang out, ask your questions and stuff. Yeah, I got you a link. But yeah, this last year I was not doing as much Gamedev as I could have. In fact, no year have I ever. But that's because I was working on my day job. Yeah, I'd love to try a build. What is your game about? Right now I'm in between jobs. I got laid off. I was doing film marketing. And so after a couple of months of a break, I'm thinking I need some accountability, so I decided to start streaming. I mean, we'll see if that works. Hopefully I can get some stuff done. Root to root, spine 1 to 5, neck 1 to 2. That's not right. Oh, it is right. Well, that's weird. Thought I had 5 spine bones. It started like a system instead of a game. Now I'm working on how can I gamify it. Really? I also have a system I'm working on that's not a game, and I'm gamifying it. Would love to chat. Okay, so maybe give me a synopsis here, like a little preview. Tell me what your system is about, if you don't mind. Otherwise, you can do it in the Discord if you like. Okay. I do not like getting sick. Let's see here. Static mesh component. Oh, I know that. Okay, so I'm going to pull up a little bit of assistance here. The reason why I stopped streaming in the past was because I found that I was Googling things too much and it wasn't very entertaining. But I'm just going to do it and not really care. So if I'm looking up YouTube videos or chat GPTing stuff, I think that's okay. I mean, we're always hanging out, so I'll get better over time. Okay, so targeting animations in UE5, character root or pelvis bone is stuck in place on target source. Let's see what it says. I could share a YouTube video or build. Yeah, please. That'd be great. I love connecting with people. I know that I've been isolating quite a bit for the last couple years, but I really do love talking to people and meeting new people, so it's a pleasure to meet you. And send it over. I'd love to check it out. Okay, let's see what GPT says. I have a bunch of YouTube videos up as well that I forgot about. Okay. Taking forever to give me an answer. But I tried globally scaled. I tried setting the root to a different root. These animations are also not set up to be root motion. I don't think. Let me check. Force root lock. I want the opposite of that. Force root motion. I don't think that's going to do it. Yeah, no. Let's see. Let's turn that back on. When the pelvis and root locks during UE5 retargeting, it's almost always one of these two. Wrong retargeting root, translation retargeting set to skeleton. Oh. Is it set to skeleton? I don't think it is. Maybe I shouldn't have a retarget root on there at all. Let's bring this up. Yeah, no, not that. Also, sorry in advance, I have only 2 screens, not 3, so if I miss any chat, that's probably why. But I'll come back to it. Open your IK retargeter, which I did. It's set to root, not skeleton. In root settings, retarget root. Let's pick root. Root settings. I think it means chain mapping. Oh. It's not finding the root. That's probably because... There we go. Okay. IK retargeter. Okay, so you know what I need to do? I need to check what the this other skeleton is using for root. That's under the insane air combo. Let me see. Also, this project's very messy. I applied mega grants with this with promise of making a tutorial series about it. Oh, really? That sounds promising. Now you got me really curious. I'll wait for you to join the Discord and send a link, or you could DM me if you want as well. If you're into any Discords, I get it. But yeah, I was supposed to apply for an Epic Mega Grant like 2 years ago, and I never did. But I think with this project, I might do that. Animation, UE5. Hold on. Demo, mesh, not mesh. What am I looking for? Characters, mannequins, and then meshes, and then the skeleton. Okay, there we go. So this skeleton is using, I think I need its IK retargeter instead. Animation. Thought for sure I had one built. I never understand this character skeletal mesh animation and etc. Yeah, it's such a pain. I have to look it up every single time I have to do it, but I've been doing it so much lately that I've kind of memorized how to do the chain mappings and stuff. And also, Unreal Engine 5 has made it really easy. You do chain mappings instead of mapping every single bone. So for example, you say from this bone to that bone. That's chain mappings. And they also have like a, I think there's a way to automate this too. Well, not for this part, but if you go into the retargeter, you can auto map chains exact, like that. And that's really nice. There are some conveniences with this. I think it's getting even better. It's probably going to be one click and then 5.7, I think. I can't remember. Okay. Where was I? Yes, I was looking at the other mannequin here, but yes, we were going to pull up his IK. Oh, I could do that right from here, actually. RTG Sparkbearer again. And then this IK right here. There we go. Oh ho ho. That would explain it. Retarget root is pelvis. But then also it says full body IK bone. This is such a pain. Oh, I got it. Look at that. Much better. What do you think? You're at work, so you can't open Discord? That's okay. Again, no worries at all. Whenever's fine. Okay, so it was, oddly enough, it was the pelvis, but I thought I set that already. So that's for the insane air combo. As you can see, the fingers are still jacked up. What's really interesting is that the chain mappings for the fingers... Hang on. Thank you. Thanks, broski. The finger chain mappings are really interesting because if you look here, they're all kinds of jacked up. But if I do easy pose, I might have just messed this up. No, I didn't. But what's really frustrating is if I show the bones, the bone names, I think that the fingers are backwards. Yeah, the thumb is being treated as middle finger. The index finger is being treated as pinky. The pinky is the thumb. And I've tried to fix it and it's just not working. So for example, if I go here, this is, left hand. So for the left hand, the left pinky, if I treat that as the left thumb, it doesn't like fix itself or jump. But if I go to the skeleton, hang on, let's actually look in here and do the same thing with the bones. Bone names. Yeah, look, it's like backwards. Or not exactly backwards, just jumbled up. And I have to wonder if this was a Blender issue. Let me open Blender. It's really awkward. I use AutoRig Pro, so it's like one click to do the weight painting and everything, which is really nice. Oh, this might be my fault, actually. I might have dragged the bones to the wrong finger. Okay. Why are those hands so big? Oh my goodness. I don't need those anymore. That's hilarious. Okay. And, yeah, that's awkward. Okay. So let's do this. Under bones, we're going to go to viewport display, and I think there's a way we can show them through the mesh. In front, there we go. Pose mode. No, not that. Names. Okay. Let's check it out. Yep, it's my fault. Totally my fault. That's good that I noticed it though. Let's actually hide that first. Edit mode. Mirroring is on, so that's good. Let's fix this. Oi, that's not good. Edit mode. I think I might need to redo AutoRig Pro after this. Why do I have two there? Thumb base. 3, 2, 1. And base. It may be best to unbind this first. Alright, so that'll be the middle finger. No pun intended. It's probably best to rip all the fingers. This sounds bad. Rip all the fingers out before I start redoing them. Yeah, let's just do that. Make my life easier. And what the heck is this one? Thumb 1 base. Sure, let's start with that. You know what, Furkan? I didn't actually see you share a link. Maybe that's a YouTube setting. If it is, I'm sorry. There's no link in the chat. Yeah. Okay, let's try this again. That's the thumb base. Okay, let's continue with the thumb, with these parts. Yeah, that's fine. That'd be great, thank you. Oh, you know what I also need to do? I need to do the facing direction. Not face orientation, what's it called? Axes? Show it. How does that work? I'm trying to remember. There's a way to show which direction these bones are facing, because I might have jacked it up now. Yeah, I don't remember. Let me look it up. How to show which direction bones are facing. Rotated. Not that. Yeah, I can't seem to show the direction or facing of the bones. I'm looking it up. For now, I'll just place them in the hand. It's a really bad idea to rotate them. Okay, let's just place them for now. Let's get the middle finger in there. No, let's start with the index. Do it in order this time. Middle finger. Might need to scale fix these. Yeah, these are not rotated the right way, probably. Ring finger. And pinky. It's probably not right. Oh boy. Let's see what GPT says. Turn on bone local axis, the truth serum. Armature properties. Ah, that's right. Custom? Not custom. Bone relationships. IKs. Green stick figure, viewport display axes. Got it. There we go. Now we can actually see which direction these bones are facing. And then just make sure the gizmos match the bones. So these are z-axis outward. Yeah, that's not right. Maybe. These are all X outward. That's probably correct. Not outward though. A reference. always along the y-axis. You can't change that. What you can change is the roll of the bones, of course. X and Z. Commonly used rule of thumb from rigs and tutorials is, for most vertical bones, orient local x-axis toward global x. And horizontal bones, Z goes to Z. Okay, Z should be facing away from the palm. That makes more sense. That's what I thought. Let's roll these. You know what? It might make more sense just to redo this, redo the rig with ARP, but at the same time, I don't want to jack up all the animations I did. Let's stick with this for a little longer. It's just such a pain to, let's do global. Frustrating. Yeah, this is dumb. It's not obeying the global axis. Let's give it a go anyway. Even though it's wrong. SK Sparkbearer is the full. Okay, yeah, that's right. Let's hope I didn't jack up all the bones now. Issues with the import. Why? Using time zero pose? Oh, that's probably not that big of a deal. Now let's see it. Yeah, it's still not correct. Huh. What? It's incorrect again. That's crazy. In Blender, I just changed all the bones around. Huh. I think it's an AutoRig Pro issue. Remap. Find the selected bones only. Smart remap. Let's try this again. Ankles. Spine shape. Clavicles, tilted straight. That's some more options that we used to have. Fingers. 5 fingers. Finger thickness. Okay, it should work. Let's go. Maybe 5 mani. If anyone has any recommendations for stream safe music, drop a link or tell me what to type in, because this music is pretty chill and I'll keep it on if you like it, but if you want something different, happy to change it. Whoops. What have I done? I think I hid the rig on accident. There we go. Let's take a look at these fingers now. Pretty sure it jacked them up. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh man, that's super jacked up. Oh boy. This is why I manually moved all the fingers before. AutoRig Pro really messed it up. Okay, let's see here. It's the middle finger, thumb. My concern is that when I match this to the rig, it's going to put them back where they were, which would be frustrating. It's worth a shot. It's the ring finger, pinky, index. There we go. I've never had this problem with ARP before. This is really bad. You would think they'd have an easier way to fix this. There's probably a plugin for that. pretty good. Let's give that a go, huh? Okay. It's pretty good. We're also going to rename this so that I don't regret not saving it. Fixed finger bones. Save. Okay. I think we're good. Let's match it to the rig and see if it screws up the fingers again. My guess is that it does. Oh, it didn't. Surprise, surprise. About time. A little bit off. Okay, let's see if it worked. Yeah, we're good now. Sweet. Okay. Ooh, not that. ARP. Okay, let's re-import it. Okay. Heck yeah. Did it. Okay. See, that's why I'm streaming. Actually got something done. Now let's see if we can go fix those animations now. Oh yeah. Yikes. Something's still wrong with those animations. Okay. Align all bones. Oh, that's not it. Why would it do that? Default pose. Hello, Oni boy. Thanks for dropping in. I fixed all these fingers and they're still jacked up in the retargeter. Root settings. I forgot I had those. Okay. However, I have a feeling I just need to reopen it. It should pick up on the... Aha. I did not stream until today. I think it's been 2 years since I tried to stream. I'm very much an ambivert. So I could be very sociable in person, but when it comes to streaming, I've always been kind of shy. And truly, I think part of that comes from my lack of knowledge back in the day with Unreal Engine and Blender. I just didn't really feel like... Well, I felt like I was just Googling stuff the entire stream, and I felt like kind of like an idiot. So I was like, why am I streaming? But I've learned a lot since then. I still have to look some things up, but this is more so for just like accountability. I got laid off my job in film marketing, and now I got like 5 months of runway, and I'm trying my best to get as much done in the game as I can. So I figured I could use some accountability with you guys hanging out, so. Same, selectively social. Yeah, I like that term better than ambivert. Let's see here. I really need to clean this project up. RTG, not RTK. Alright, please don't have screwed up fingers. Ugh, why? Oh, you know what? It's just that one pinky now. Left pinky is set to left thumb, that's why. Oh yeah. Wait. Wait, what? Left thumb is left thumb. Left pinky should be... Yeah, that's weird. It's easy pose it. Yes, I did it! Guys, I think we're on our way. Uh-oh, did I crash it? Yes, working on stream is great, but not getting laid off. I agree. Yeah, my role was consolidated, so... The movie came out, it did okay, it didn't do great. It just left theaters last week. But on to bigger and better things. I got a lot to do, and I don't want to keep giving that time to other people. Oh yeah, check it out, guys. We freaking did it. Look at this. Yes, we fixed the fingers. That was such a pain. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Now I can re-export my animations. Anime? Why did I type anime? That's funny. Idle. Okay, are the hands screwed up? Nope, they're perfect. Yeah, perfect-ish. Oh yeah, they're good. Let's put this back where we got it. I stream too, but haven't streamed myself working yet. I focus too much and get quiet. Thank you. Yeah, I actually get very quiet. My streams are very chill. I don't talk. Okay, so I might talk a little too much if I'm just thinking out loud, but I might do it out of nervousness because I want to be entertaining. And I think that's the problem with streaming. You always feel like you have to entertain and you're worried about not being entertaining enough, right? I'm sure you know what I mean. But I appreciate you guys being here, even if I talk too much or even if I don't talk enough or whatever. Let's overwrite the existing file for that. But yeah, I'm really glad to have these animations fixed now. What's going on with that sword? It's funny. Oh, it's the socket. Weapon socket. Right hand weapon. There we go. The one problem that I'm having with the weapon, though, is that, well, it's not a problem now. I could just go like this. The idea was to have it aiming down so it looks cooler. I'm going for more of like a Square Enix Final Fantasy look than something, I don't know, traditional Western medieval. And generally, you would hold the sword sideways. You love listening to streams while you make thumbnails? Oh, cool. But in like Final Fantasy games, you would hold the point of the blade down. It just seems cooler if it's not all goofy and I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Let's check it out. Okay, see what I mean? You know what though? Those fingers look kind of jacked up still. Let's just double check. F8. Why? Why do those fingers look so jacked up? Hang on a second. Why is that? Did I not replace the animation? Oh, I didn't replace the animation. Probably. Let's check. Yeah, that looks really bad. Oh, that's weird. The idle animation is still jacked up. But is it messed up in here? Can't tell. It looks normal-ish. Oh yeah, it is messed up, isn't it? Well, that's weird. What about the source? His hands are fine. Well, that's disappointing. I know that retargeting isn't one-to-one. It's not perfect. Makes it feel heavy pointing down. Not sure if that's the direction you're intending. Yeah, maybe. I mean, like, the idea, right, is that the sword is... maybe it's that it's casual. It's not even in his hand when he runs. That's funny. I gotta fix that. Oi. But the idea is instead that it's not in use. It's just like casually down. I don't know if that makes sense. Sorry. I think it needs to face outward more. Probably not. I don't know. I need to stop obsessing over these small details and get the primary stuff working. It's so weird. Yeah, it's not correct. I got some lag. Oi, that's some really bad lag. It's all this grass. But you know what? The grass is actually fine. Do you see that? It's all green. Oh, it's the ground texture. Check that out. Oh, it's the fog. The fog is red. The shader complexity is... the fog is the problem. And I think the ground texture, not the grass. Luckily, the grass is actually part of the landscape texture, so that's nice. I think I just need to take the win. The thumb, the fingers are all fixed. They don't look great on the animations, but at least it's set up to work properly, right? Maybe. How bad do these fingers actually look in these other animations? It's so strange, right? I think it's the pinky. I think for a loose feel on the shoulder might be best, just my opinion. Loose feel on the shoulder. What do you mean? Like putting the sword on your shoulder and just setting it there? Don't you normally do that with heavy blades? Like two-handed swords when they're not in use? Or you kind of drag those? I do like the idea of the sword being casually placed on the shoulder, if that's what you mean. That'd be cool. But when it's not in use, it's actually... You usually act out the animation to get a feel. Oh, that's a good idea. I want to get a mocap suit as well. That'd be pretty cool. But yes, I think that's a good idea. I'm not going to worry too much about the fingers now. Just put it on the to-do list to fix. That looks so funny, right? Holding it behind you like that. Oh well. Let's call it. Actually, that sword is not even supposed to be unsheathed when you're not in combat. So that's the main hand weapon. And the weapon is supposed to be... sheathed weapon. So expensive. The cheaper ones are like 10k. Yeah, like the Rococo, I think you mean. Rococo are expensive, right? Like 10k. But also, I heard that they're not very accurate with, like, your fingers and stuff. I just don't want to be disappointed. I want a really good recommendation. And then, well, obviously I can't get it anymore because I need to start making money, right? But that would be ideal to have a mocap suit. Oh man, that looks terrible in his hand. It's kind of funny looking. His hands are really jacked up. What on earth? I'll probably just make a custom pose to fix the fingers later. Let's hide the sword anyway. Wait. It's actually set up to be... BP Master Weapon for his back. Have you ever worn a mocap suit? I have not, but it would be really cool to try out, I think. Let's hide the sword in his hand just so we can run around without it. Part of the issue with me... Oh, why is it... That's weird looking. Is it not in the socket? It is in the socket. That's so odd. Alright, whatever. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. This is a waste of time. Let's just hide all the weapons for now. And yep, we got jacked up fingers, but guess what? The fingers are correct on the skeleton. And I think that's enough progress for now. And I can just make a custom pose for the fingers later. It's okay. One thing that I don't like is how bulky his shoulders and arms look. That was supposed to be like medieval sleeves. And I have some more work to do, obviously. But he's supposed to be like a 17, 18, 19. My previous game, the character was younger. But I wanted to use a regular mannequin this time, so... What I'm going to do... This is really laggy. Is I'm going to... I have a tutorial up to, like, use cloth simulation to move those sleeves up and add some wrinkles. But ultimately, the arms are not supposed to seem as bulky. It almost seems comical, like a N64 game, the way they look. That's not supposed to be muscles. That's supposed to be wrinkles in the shirt. But it's placeholder for now. For animating, I just use animation packs and then I retarget them. Like, for example, you can see here, this came with a bunch of animations, and I just retarget them and use them. So, I mean, they look really good, except for, like, the fingers, which I've had issues with, which is what we were trying to fix today. It does look really cool, though, right? Otherwise. Oh, man, that's really bad. I think I need twist bones in the wrist. The problem with retargeting is that it's never an exact science. There are always going to be compromises, but the good news is that you can create different poses right here and then tweak the bones that are messed up for a specific animation and then export that animation, and that pose will be independent of the other ones, which is really nice because then you don't have to really mess with the skeleton in Blender again. So for example, if I go create right here, wrist fixed, and let's say, for example, we do like a... Oh my gosh, that looks bad. Well, I'm not really sure how to fix this right now, because what you have to do essentially is go back into editing mode and then move the bones where it makes sense to have them. But I think that the right hand under this pose, the fingers would need to be purposely twisted out of place. Which I really don't think is ideal. You do yours in Maya, you'll piece together scripts so... Oh yeah. You know what though? I've done some animations in Blender. Like, I know how to do it. I know how to use the dope sheet and things like that, but every time I make an animation, it looks like crap. Like a run animation looks too mechanical. It's very difficult to get right. Idle animations are pretty easy, but really anything else, you'd spend so much time working on animation that you wouldn't get really anything else done. Unless you know of like a good resource like the Animator's Toolkit or something, and then you spend a lot of time using it, it's really quite easy to just use animation packs and retarget. But I think the issue is always the hands. The hands always look like garbage. At this rate, to be honest with you, I may have to go in here and make my own animations. Or I can bring those animations in and tweak them, right? Which would be even better. Because then I've taken a bunch of time off and I just fix what's screwed up. I might do that. But for now, let's not worry about it too much. I had a rolling animation. Is this it? Or is it in a different... For the animation is what you enjoy the most, designing the animation. Oh, okay. Let me admit something. As much as I complain about animation, I really do enjoy the process as well. My only concern was, like, I thought I was doing so good and I really enjoyed the animation process. But then when I saw it came out like really mechanical looking, I was discouraged, and I just decided to go to this method. But I think if I put more time in, and if I had more time, and maybe even a different season coming up soon, I would most likely go back to animating on my own, because it was very fun, like you're saying. It's worth it to see the payoff, right? I just wish it looked better when I was done. Some of my animations looked really natural and really good, but I think I have a tendency to overthink the frame by frame. What do they say? Start with the what do they say? Start with like key poses, and then do the in betweens, right? Over exaggerate emotion, things like that. I don't remember the 12 principles, like squash and stretch and all that, right? I don't have that book. I have a lot of books though. I'll show you guys some of my books one day. Yeah, prioritizing my time, especially with the job loss, right? Another problem with retargeting is that this animation is root motion enabled. And when I turn that off, it's still root motion enabled. So I have to go into Blender and remove the forward axis so that he rolls in place, which is really annoying. Nothing I do will fix that. Root motion has that problem. I made a tutorial on this and a lot of people liked it, but I deleted the tutorial because I was trying to move my videos to a different channel. So that's frustrating. And now my roll's probably going to be messed up. Nope. Must be using a different roll animation. That's okay. So what I should be doing right now is finalizing this modular character, because my goal before the end of the week is to make more parts of the character's body to switch out, and to make sure that the rig is perfect for that. And right now what I need to do is remap or retarget the attack animations. Let me show you the enemies here. Oh, that's crazy. The spider got struck by lightning. It literally spawned exactly on the enemy. So I hid the sword just for now, but if you notice, when I attack, this is using the new modular character with the old the old the weight painting of the old character. So you'll notice that the character is really twisted out of proportion with the long, elongated like torso. So what I need to do is remap the attack animations to this new character. And I'm trying to remember which animation kit, or rather asset pack I did that in. I'm pretty sure it's the sword and shield one. Is the lightning completely random? Yes, it is. So that's what makes it even funnier, that it chose to strike the enemy exactly where they're standing. The odds of that are pretty much almost nothing. Actually, I take that back. It's set up, I think, if I remember, to strike near the player to create tension. It's randomized when it'll do that. But the fact that it chose the enemy, which is just a regular blueprint, that was by chance. Attack combo 1. Yes, this is it right here. Yep. So it's a sword and shield kit. Okay, so let's go back to here and choose sword and shield. And now I probably have to fix all of the Oh no. Looks like it's working. Okay, great. Okay, so these are the standard attack combos that I've been using. Would items affect lightning in the future? What do you mean? One thing I would like to do... Okay, maybe I should tell you a bit about the project. Fae Story is supposed to be a... This is... I sound crazy when I say this, but bear with me. I want it to be a single-player forever game. Mixing RuneScape style skills that you can get to like 99 or 120. It's supposed to be like Kingdom Hearts style combat with dot hack sort of exploration and Death Stranding light mechanics, like traversing a landscape and going through bogs and being slowed down and having to like wait out the rain and all kinds of other things like that. And ideally, there would be things that would cause the lightning to... Would certain items make the lightning appear more often or closer? Items. I don't think I want the player to be able to manipulate the lightning, but I do wonder, like, if I want to artificially create a scare and the player's been sitting too long, camping or something, maybe it would strike closer to them to give a sense of urgency, right? I'm not sure. That would be interesting. Let's actually see which attack combo order I did. So I think it's down to the right, and then to the left, right, spin. Okay. That's the spin. So that's my third one. So this is my first one. 1. So it's 3, 1, 2. No, not 1. Let's start with 3. You know what's interesting though? No matter what I do, the fingers are still jacked up, even though I totally fixed it. Look at that. Looks really bad. Oh, never mind. It looks like I fixed it. Changing the pose. I'm willing to bet it still looks really crinkled in game, but let's take a win. So that's going to be attack combo 3, right? Yes, attack combo 3. In my own game, certain items may activate different events. Really? That sounds cool. You'll have to tell me about your game. Actually, have you ever seen Dot Hack Sign, the anime? It used to be on Toonami, or not Toonami, what was it? It was just like Saturday morning cartoons or whatever back in the 90s and early 2000s. Well, I grew up watching that, and I really liked how there were certain mysteries in the world that only happened once, or could only happen to a certain character, or only if certain conditions were met. I do intend on having a lot of those sorts of things because I think gaming needs that. I don't really like the cookie cutter, everyone's the hero, everyone has the same experience separately. I want something truly innovative where something occurs and then you go and tell your friends about it and then they try to replicate it but can't, and it just becomes like a rumor, right? I think that's really exciting to me. Because as soon as the internet came by, the mystery of the Mew under the truck or the Peekaboo or whatever in Pokemon was no longer a thing because you could just look it up. You also borrowed the dungeon system. Still haven't implemented it, but it's this. Oh, like a. Oh, okay, like procedurally generated dungeons or something. That's pretty cool. All right, let's do this attack animation, and we'll make that a montage. And then I need to remember where I did the combo. Is it right there? AM combo 1, 2, 3. Combo window. Let me find it manually. Oh wait, I have a combat folder. Been a while. That's not in there. Sparkbearer. Oh geez, what did I do with it? This is another reason why I wanted to stream, because I've been so inconsistently working on this project. It's a lot easier just to go and play games. And I don't really want that. I want to actually make progress. But after a long time of not working on something, you forget where you place things, right? Not to mention, I need to clean up quite a bit in this project. PCG, combat, combo. I will have that in a way. I'll have 20 larger quests. At randomly, the player is given 5 as their main story quests. Oh, cool. So everyone's experience feels a little different. I really like that. That's cool. Okay. That is a little concerning, though. This is using... hang on. I'm using the right montage. Oh, preview mesh, okay. There we go. Yes, sir. Now I just need to do these other two. You'll notice that it actually looks good now. Like, that looks like the right skin mesh and everything. So we're making progress. What's this? Combo graph validating asset error. Soft references. Oh, right, because I haven't... Okay, different skeletons. That's fine. 01, 2, montage. Oh, wait, that actually tells me exactly what I'm looking for. Let me put this on my other screen. Okay. So I need 01, 2. Yes, there we go. That's the right one. Good thing I named things, right? It's pretty funny. The hands look decent, but not great. Oh man, look at the weight painting on the boots. Alright, let's just take a win while we have it. Create the montage. And then the last one's called 013. Yeah, and depending on when you take it on, it will be different. Earlier quests will have NPC companions, while later ones will be solo. Oh, I like that. You know what I like? You know what I love? I love that indie devs are taking lots of risks and trying to be innovative. And the fact that we have many of the same tools that AAA developers have now, I think that a lot of the stress of game development has been... I mean, don't get me wrong, this is still very difficult. I'm sure you can attest. But we have a lot of things that are automated and made easier. Not to mention YouTube and things like that help a lot. And we can actually focus on innovation like what you're doing with quests. Yeah, you're right. The shoulder check does look pretty strong, doesn't it? I actually don't think that that's the animation I'm looking for. I think it is, but no, I'm not. I'm sort of second guessing myself. It's combo 013. Oh, I just named it that. That's funny. So what I'm looking for is like this spin attack. Yeah, it's not at all like it was 10 or 20 years ago. My hope is that we have a return to form for things like... I think a lot of older games really got you playing and thinking about deeper things. That's what I want to do with Faye Story. I want it to be about how can you take this experience for a player and instead of making it cookie cutter, make it something that makes them reflect and really enjoy something that catches them off guard or surprises them with wonder. I don't know. I don't see that often. This might be the one I'm looking for. Let's try this one. Create a montage. And we are rolling. However, I think this is... yeah, that's not it. That's not right. Look how bad that looks. It's not the one I want. What am I trying to do? So this one looks good, but to be honest with you, it looks a little bit... It's not exaggerated enough. I'm pretty sure I over-exaggerated it last time. And I think I screwed it up. Animation is such hard work. Oh, jeez. Where did I put this? Player Sparkler animations, okay. Where's it at? Okay. I'm in the right folder, but the skeletons are not the same. That's not true. It's the exact same skeleton. You think what's going to happen within the market is a ton of smaller indie studios will pop up soon. Then larger studios will fund them after they get attention through crowdfunding or social media. I'm inclined to agree with you. I think they're going to try to, like, turn a bunch... Like, okay, for example, you see the Triple I initiative, right? Or whatever it's called. Or AA indies or AAA indies, right? They're trying to corporatize indie game development. And you even see someone like, what is it, Ubisoft saying... Oh yeah, this is an indie game for the latest not Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia. What was it? It looked like a side-scrolling indie game, and they were marketing it as an indie game, but it wasn't because it had corporate backing financially. And everyone was up in arms about it, right? But I think that's... I think they're trying to capitalize on the idea or the feel that indie games give, right? That's the wrong one. I think it's the direction I'll be going soon. I totally agree. You know what's weird? It says the skeleton's not the same, but it absolutely is. Doesn't make any sense. I wonder if it'll just not work. It's the wrong one. I really need to name these better. Yeah, this is not good. Um, 0301 is the first. 0102, so that means this is the third one. Yeah, not really. Whatever. I really need to streamline this process, yeah? Let's take a look anyway. I know it's going to look terrible. Looks so bad. And then they're sliding forward too for the root, and they should not be. A lot of these studios have a bad image and players have gotten burned too many times. Using smaller indies as the face will let them make more money. You're absolutely right about that. That happened to you too? What do you mean? Did you get picked up by hold on. I just turned it off and turned it on. Worked fine. Turn what off and on? That's usually the solution though, right? Turn it off and on again. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Soft references. What is this? Montage combo node. Doesn't make any sense. Oh yes it does. I need to choose. Well, just make this all over again. Effect cost, GEU stamina. Let's make sure the effect cost is correct and the rate is 1.4. Why isn't the rate updating? It's probably in the animation itself. That's okay. The skeleton issue, turning it off and on again. Yeah. I tell you what though, this is not fun, this part of game development. It takes so much effort. And then if you have to redo it, it sucks even more. Where's that animation? It's the montage. Yeah. It's the rate. See if it updated. It's not updated. All these soft reference issues. Yes, very much so. However, that's okay. If I mess with this a little bit each day, I think it's going to be okay. Let's disconnect this one. Input attack. Input attack, transition immediately, activate on action started. Is it the same? Yes, it is. Action started and transition immediately. So let's see. I've replaced this manually and it looks better. Like it's working properly. This one is not exaggerated enough. It looks terrible, but that's okay for now. And then this last one, yeah, that's working too now. I think we're good. Fix those reference issues later. I'm notorious for keeping a crap ton of errors in the terminal. Yeah, it looks like it strikes near the player. Ugh, so bad. Oh, it looks so bad. It was looking good before, but I wonder if it's the play rate. No, I think it's the wrong animation. Okay. I'm almost completely convinced that's the wrong first animation. Shoulder check. Left to right is second. So I need a right to left. My current build has 3 errors that never go away. I usually have a ton of them, and I spend a week wondering why things aren't working. And then I had this friend once, he was always like, get rid of the errors, and then all your problems will go away. And I was like, I don't want to. It's too much work. And turns out it's usually the issue, right? I do wonder if maybe that first hit I got out of a different animation pack or not, because that one looks really bad. Let's see here. I think I only have 2 animation packs in here for attacks. Insane air combo set. I thought for sure I had another. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Let's take another look around. Air to floor. We don't want that. Okay, good. That's good. I'm glad. You know what, though? I was watching someone recently, and they inspired me to do the same thing. So if I can do that for you and be held accountable to actually get work done, I think that's a good trade-off, right? But yeah, that one attack just looks so bad. Okay, yeah, this is the one that I feel looks kind of not exaggerated enough. It just looks like you're going, ugh, with the sword. Here's what I'm thinking. What I really do like is when the character really leans into it with their all, when they're doing that first swing. And I thought for sure I had that set up, but now it's not. Let me check the montage, the original montage. I might have manually done so. It's like I said, this project needs to be cleaned up. Okay. Sorry, I'm sniffly today. Been wanting to, but haven't done it yet. To do late night silent working streams. You should. You know what? I wasn't even going to do this today. And now that I'm doing it, I'm glad I'm doing it. To be honest with you, I think the hardest part is taking the leap forward and getting started. Shout out to Soul Engine. Matthews helped me take that leap. So Yeah, let me find those animations real quick. Characters, player, male. I thought I had animations in here. Animations. Oh, they're in here. Okay, AM combo 1. It looks like that is the same animation. This is my old character before I set up the new modular one. It looked really bad. What's good is I can remember to put these timings and notifies back on this new montage that I'm making. Okay, so from right to left upward is supposed to be my third one. This one. You think you'll do it tomorrow night? Gaming stream today, doing both night. A gaming stream? You play games on stream? What do you play? I've been playing Final Fantasy Tactics lately. That's my favorite game of all time. And, oh, Temtem? I own that game, and I did not enjoy it. I don't know why, but I do have it on Steam. Okay, so it looks like my, combo is correct, but the character's still sliding forward. Not a huge deal. I'll just enable root motion on those montages. Or disable it or whatever. You record videos with your daughter? My son, I have a 9-year-old. He really wants to stream on YouTube, and I said no. I'm so overprotective, but not really in the day and age we live. You have to be really careful, right? It's a crazy world we live in. I'm sure you'll agree since you have a child. I think I need to do the root motion thing on these, not the montage. Yeah, see, it's still not working. Or force root lock, maybe? Can't remember. No. I might have to take these into Blender and fix them. What is a PNG tuber model? Is that like a static image, talking head? Okay, yeah. Right. I'm really funny about my son's voice being on the internet too. So even though you could do like a static PNG and different names, I don't know why. Maybe that's a good compromise, right? Okay, so that's not doing damage anymore. So I need to put the notifies back on, right? Oh, I hate this part. It's a cartoon character. When you talk, the mouth moves. Yeah. I got you. Is it okay if I ask you if your daughter is around my son's age? My son's 9. Is she younger, older, around the same age? I'm trying to think, like... Because here's the reason I'm asking. Normally, I feel like around this age, he's starting to get more independent. And I just feel overly cautious. And sometimes I wonder if I'm being too cautious in some areas. Yeah, C7, so around similar age, right? it's really tough to decide like when to take the governor off on certain areas of their life at this age bracket, right? Because they want that sense of independence, but at the same time, they're not wise enough to do certain things with the foresight of the future. And you see the train wreck, what it could become with certain things. It's tricky. It's very tricky. I just don't want to have regrets. Your daughter doesn't have her own smart devices. My son has a phone and a tablet. No phone service. I wouldn't give him phone service, right? And we have Family Link on the Google devices and screen time limitations. And then for the computer, we have Microsoft Family set up. And for the Switch, we have the Switch parental controls. And anytime he's like using like ChatGPT or something to troubleshoot something, because I want him to learn how to use that, right? He's heavily monitored. I'm watching everything, and I'm making sure that he's not talking to it in a certain way like you would a friend or a human, because ultimately it's a tool, no matter how human it seems, right? And it really does feel like one of those things you have to be careful of, especially with certain things you've seen in the news recently. But he uses it like he would use Google search. I do not let him talk to it like a friend or like a person. I don't let him... Anytime GPT starts acting like jocular or something like that, I re-instruct it. In the living room, no tech in rooms. Correct, yeah. No, my son's computer is literally right here next to mine. I'm watching everything. I do not let him have any screens in his room. That's good. Good on you. Let's close some of this stuff, huh? Because I need to set up these notifies now, I think. And once I do this, I'll be able to start making other modular parts. For example, new hairstyles. You can see it's modular. I need to set up the eyes. I don't know how to do that yet. New clothing and hands and pants and boots and things like that. And then I can also make the female character, because I do want the player to have their own character customization. So, and that'll allow me to set up NPCs as well, which would be cool. Yeah, let's close some of this stuff. Skeleton and a blueprint. I think I need to open that again later. Player character. It's a tool, not a friend. I heard people were sad after the ChatGPT update. Yes, because it wasn't flattering them anymore. How silly is that? That as humans, we like when people flatter us, right? What did they call it? I have to look this up now. There was a specific thing, like, not narcissism. What was GPT doing? It was like trying to over flatter the person and be too agreeable, right? And I've actually not used AI in a little while now because it's frustrating for me when it just agrees with everything I say. And I'm like, yeah, well, thanks. I didn't need you then. ChatGPT too agreeable. Sycophancy. That's the name. That's the word. It was a sycophant, right? Very dangerous. Yeah. Okay, so let's open the original montage alongside, or the original notify. Yes, absolutely agree. I love pushback, and I don't get it enough in my life because I'm not surrounded with enough people that will give pushback. Soul Engine, he pushes back all the time, and he challenges me, and that's why I love hanging out with him as well. Cool dude, and I feel like I can like get some good feedback when we talk about which direction I'm going. But with AI and with other people, if they're too agreeable, and you know what, that's what I'll say too, like pick your friends so that your friends are people that disagree with you often and challenge your beliefs and challenge your viewpoints and really push you to grow, right? If someone's always co-signing whatever direction you go, whether it's left or right or up or down, they basically don't have a personality. They're just like an extension of your own thoughts, like an echo chamber, right? Okay, let's actually close that. And let's go back into player. Oh, wait. I think the animations are in here. Yeah. AM combo 1. Pretty sure this montage, yes, the montage actually has the facts. Facts, big facts. If your friends don't call you out, then they aren't really friends. Absolutely agree. Okay, so this combo actually has the notifies that I'm looking to add. So let's re-add these. What is that? Timing? Default. Why does that have the default on there? I don't remember adding that manually. At the moment of impact. Oh, this is the wrong one. Okay. So there's not a notify on this third one, which is weird. Look at this. I thought for sure I had one on here. Why wouldn't I have a notify on that? Is I not using this? There's only one on here. I think it was about right here. Send gameplay event montage trace. Combat hit. No, not impact. This one. Okay. It still says none. One thing in my game is that I have gotten a bit of pushback by people I speak to about it. So you have creature friends, but you don't control over them. Oh, that's interesting. Excuse me. You know what? I like Pokemon because you control the creatures, but I did not enjoy Digimon because you were sort of like outside of the combat ring, just like cheering them on, and then they had a chance to do what you said. And I quit right away. So I don't know if that's what you mean or not. That is interesting. Event tag is set. Why is it not picking up on it? Montage trace. Okay, it's there. I just had to close it and open it again. I do wonder though, why there are no notifies on these other parts of the combo. Thought for sure I had them. There they are. Okay, that's why. This is the actual first hit. Think Pokemon, but if you want to use Pikachu, you need to see if it's available. It could be out in town or doing things. Closer your friendship, more it'll be available. I do like that. That sounds good. Okay, so it looks like I retargeted the wrong animation, and that's why. I knew it. It's supposed to be over-exaggerated. Yes. But what animation pack was that in? Target. Spark Bearer. Why? I'm pretty certain that this was not a manually modified animation. Is it in the insane air combat set, maybe? There it is. Found it. That makes a lot more sense. Sparkberry animations. Combo 01 montage. There we go. And now I should be able to switch that out to here. Oh yeah. Much better. Let's give it a shot. I should probably unhide the sword so it feels like it connects. I have several old versions of the character in here, and that's causing me problems with the project's size and so on and so forth. I think I need to take a month or two and just clean the whole project out. That's the problem when you use a project for learning, right? Let the grass load. Okay, we're getting closer, even though that sword looks terrible. You had a few people tell you that they would drive them crazy. You told them they're friends, not just your pets, so it's a bit different. That brings up a really interesting point, right? Like, player expectation versus innovation. Where's the line? It's a good question. I like to think that half of the burden of interpretation of art is on the creator and the other half is on the consumer. But are you creating the game out of a desire for self-expression or out of a desire for people to like it and consume it in a way they expect, or perhaps in a way that they don't expect yet and you're trying to introduce something to them that they could assimilate to? Man, I should clip these things and put them on YouTube. I'd like to know your thoughts on that. I'd also like to know why this sword looks so jacked up in the hand. At least that first animation is correct now. But yeah, like holding the sword. Oh, you know what? I think the sword is supposed to rotate based on the animation. Is it not in the socket? Scrap the whole game and put it together brand new. You should. You know what? I already did. Previously, I was working on a game called Hometown Hero. I don't know if you've heard of it. I had a few devlogs out. Didn't get much done. I used it as a learning project. When I started Fae Story, this game, I actually started over completely and just imported the parts that I liked from the old project, including some things I probably shouldn't have, so it's a bit messy. And I did some more learning in it before really, truly starting. So this project isn't really that old, and I've completely redesigned everything, except for the grass and trees. Well, no, those are all different too. But it truly is a different project entirely. And I did start over. I just got a little carried away adding asset packs, and I need to be careful with that. I think I know what it is. The skeleton probably has the wrong no, it's in the hand. It's in the right hand. Why does it look terrible? It's in the socket as well. Huh. I need to add a loading screen. This grass takes forever. The good news is, I think that the combo is looking like it used to with the old character model. I just have the wrong animation for the second swing in there, and maybe even the third. You're designing an experience for people. It will be familiar. People will expect things in a way, but you're not doing it in that way. I actually commend that. I think we need more of that. There's no reason why you should expect it in a way that everyone else always has, right? Or not expect, create. Because then what's the point of making it? You're a designer, but not designing a game people expect. I like that. Well, that's how the iPhone came to be. Steve Jobs told people what they wanted. Before they realized that they wanted a touchscreen, they were like, where are the buttons? I miss my BlackBerry. I'm not really sure what's going on with the... Oh, wow, that was close. Okay, so that second animation is also wrong. Boy, this is so much work. And then I have to put the notifies on. Part of me wants to move to something else a little bit and come back to this. It's gonna take a while, but the other part of me says, hey, this is why I started streaming, to have accountability and get it done, right? Oh boy. Just a second, just checking on my phone from... My son's at school, so I always like to watch closely, just in case. Okay, yeah, I don't know. This is the part of game development where I'm like, I need to just lock in and get it done. And the other part of me just wants to be lazy. I'm facing that resistance now. Have you ever read the book, The War of Art? Not The Art of War, not the Sun Tzu book, but the War of Art. Pressfield, Stephen Pressfield, I think. I feel an artist makes things for themselves. They are expressing an emotion. Designers are creating an experience. Games are an experience. Yes. I feel like designers can be artists, though. You're creating an experience that expresses you, as opposed to creating an expression of what the player expects. I don't know if I said that right. Artists cannot be designers. Yeah, they can. I guess it goes both ways. For different purposes, right? You haven't read that one? You should. It talks a lot about resistance and the idea of being bogged down by resistance, right? The War of Art, Amazon. Yes, I was right. Stephen Pressfield. Why is the link so long? That's wild. That is a very long link. Okay, there we go. True. You could be both, but they have different mindsets. That's absolutely true. So agreed. Okay, so let me see here. I need to lock this. Okay, there we go. I actually set up OBS to have a second screen to switch to my left monitor in case I want to show stuff off like that. But it doesn't really make sense because I need OBS up on that screen. Anyway, I think what I need to do right now is check and see. On this other screen, I have the old character montages that I'm referencing. So that would be... Is that correct? Okay, that one. Yeah, I'm using the wrong animations, but that's an easy fix. So spin attack. Okay. Easy peasy. Combo 01. Yep, that's the one. Oh, 1, 2. It's too fancy for me. I think this is the right one. Yeah, this is the right one. Montage for that. So 013, 012. Is this correct? Yes, it is. I think we're good. After this, I should be able to start the montages. Or the notifies, rather. Yeah, that grass is lagging out. Or fog. So if you notice, the player moves forward because the root motion is on. Watch this. And then they slide back in place. I'm starting to think that it targets... that the lightning targets other blueprints. One thing that ends indies is not being able to have multiple mindsets. Games for fun versus a business. You can do both, but it can't all be fun. I agree. I think I have a good sense of what players want. At the same time, I'm willing to like take longer on it for self-expression, and I don't know. There's a tension there, right? For sure. One thing that's bothering me is that I exported the idle animation with his feet up in the air, so I'm going to fix it real quick. Not that I need to, but this is the one. Let's create a new pose for this. Idle feet fixed. Okay, let's just point the feet down a little bit. Yeah, it's not working. There we go. How's that look? I think it looks better. Oops, I did not mean to easy pose it. No! Go back. might have messed up the fingers again. Oh, that's weird. I feel bad for this one studio. They got $700,000 in crowdfunding. A year later, they ran out of money and had to lay off 10 people. Really? What studio was it? That sounds horrible. I feel bad for anyone who deals with that. It's hard to make business decisions. It's really hard, especially when people's livelihood depends on it, right? Sky Mill? I've never heard of them. I'm gonna have to look them up. Okay, that's looking better. Except for the rotation. Okay, that's looking better. Let's point the toes up though. Two brothers. What do they have, like? I guess they hired a bunch of people on for with the Kickstarter money, is what you're saying. Sky Mill. I've never even heard of them. Interesting. Oh man, that looks so bad. They hired too many people and had no way of making more money. I'll be honest, if I got a bunch of money, I'd probably just hire one person or two people. And I would run the entire development as lean as I can. Because I'd be willing to put all the work in myself. Mainly because I think it's really important for me to be in charge of the creative vision. Bro, why are these hands looking so jacked up? Oh, they look like that on that one too. It's very strange. Agile teams work best. I agree. That's so weird how that happened. I don't know about this. The hands are supposed to be slightly curved, right? These fingers, I swear. I literally just fixed all these in Blender. Let's show the bones. What the heck is going on? So the default pose, the fingers look fine, I think. This is so strange. I think I know what the problem is. The actual hand bone that goes from the wrist to maybe the center of the hand, I have it too far up. And therefore, the hands look vertically squished. Mittens? Maybe. This is one of my most frustrating aspects of game development. Also, I didn't mean to give him a bulge. That's literally just because the legs and pants are placeholder right now in Blender. See? Anyway. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'll just use the default pose. Sure, let's just do that. It's like I said, I think the hands could use some more work, but we can't be obsessed with it right now. Idle. Export that and overwrite it. Okay, let's see if it looks good now. Much better. His feet are actually on the ground. Let's go on a flat surface real quick. Yep. Toes are pointed up. Could be a little better on the left foot. But it's still better. Before he looked like his feet were up in the air like this. It looked really bad. Ah, this is exhausting. Let's clear up the sky for now. Have you ever done this? Like, you're in Unreal Engine, and as you're developing, you care a lot about setting the scene and feeling immersed as a game developer and a creator and an artist, because it allows you to create in a way that you feel encompasses your vision, and then you also feel like the player will connect with it more if you exist in your own world in a way that's authentic. I feel that way sometimes, or all the time. I don't like seeing the cardboard cutouts. Yeah. I don't like seeing the Hollywood aspect of it. I want to feel like this world really exists. That's why I don't use gray boxing, even though I ought to. I actually make the world and make what it feels like. Oh yeah, that's bad. We'll get it there. One thing that's nice is that at least the attack animations in the dodge roll are using the actual character weights now. So the character doesn't get stretched out. Even though we need to fix the root motion, add the notifies, and that second animation I think is incorrect. You're only supposed to do one. Oh, it works. Oh, that's weird. I click once and it's doing the entire montage, 3 combos. Oh, that's crazy. I might have mapped it wrong. Oh, 101. That's the correct one. There we go. Right now, my game feels empty. I have some things, but I need way more. Need creatures walking around without even needing to interact with them. Absolutely agree. I have a vision for what my game world is going to feel and look like, mainly because I've been doing the world building for several years. Actually, it's hard to... I can't show you my wall. My wall actually has a bunch of art on it, right? An apple item is an apple without the juice, if you know what I mean. Yep, agreed. What I can do is show you the screenshots. I did some world building with AI as well, and maybe that'll help you see sort of what I'm going for. Try to open my Photos app. Maybe. Is this gonna work? Yeah, okay. Check it out. So you can see here that my character, I designed it from this image that I created with AI. It should be sort of like a medieval Final Fantasy Tactics style game with modern conveniences, and the characters might even wear Genshin Impact style modern clothing with some like medieval aspects to them. Hunting in ruins and searching in ruins, but living in modern homes, and then you have this mysterious spaceship in the sky that they warp into the world. So let me see if I can. Hang on. Let me find more game screenshots. I think I need to go to Google Photos. Oh no, I got it here. So here's the town that I'm going to be working on. And if you notice, it feels a lot like Pokemon-style homes, like in Pokemon games. And then there's ancient ruins or castles in the distance. And then I want to also have, like, what's Hex Tech? I'll have to look that up. I also want the buildings to look like modern Adobes, or sort of like Star Wars-y looking. Not really Star Wars-y, but it's hard to explain. I had to use AI because what I want to make doesn't really exist yet. I suppose Star Wars has some similar feel to the buildings. But if you notice, it doesn't seem like they live in the castles, right? Like they explore the ruins of the castles, and there's... Oh, Hex Tech is Magic Tech? Yeah, I suppose so. I would say so. Here's some more images. Yeah, so that's like kind of what I'm going for. Not real tech, but magical. Yeah, I would say so. Trying to find more images for you. Did I show you everything? Yeah, that's pretty much the ones I wanted to show off. But what's really cool is that it's already starting to feel like that. Like, this is going to be that town, and that's the beach, right? So I was trying to mimic the image that I made for that. Even though the sand looks like garbage right now, it's not the right color. The buildings are placeholder. I will be doing a stream where I just model all the buildings and drop them in, right? And then I need to fix the texture here and make the water waves lap up on the shore. Right now, they don't do that. I don't know. I have a lot of work to do. Yeah, a lot of placeholder stuff right now. This is interesting. One of those buildings from the image, I actually, I didn't 3D model it at first. I put a placeholder in using Meshy, so it takes the AI image and then makes an AI 3D model out of it. Now, obviously, I'm not going to use this because it looks like garbage. It's a placeholder just to get the feel for what the place is supposed to feel like. So as soon as I model those, I'm going to throw these out and delete them from the project. But I think it's really good to get a sense for what you're going for. This is also like an AI 3D model. It looks like absolutely terrible. I also don't condone people using AI 3D models in their games. I think that's... Oh, I don't like it. I don't support it. But I do support getting a sense for things by putting placeholders, right? Mine's an action-adventure game heavily inspired by Caribbean mythology. You go to island helping people. Oh, that's cool. So it's kind of like Skull and Bones meets Pirates of the Caribbean or something. I imagine you're not really going for piratey sort of stuff, though. Am I right? Prototyping, it works. Absolutely agree. There's no shame in it for prototyping, right? But I will not be leaving it in for the main game because it looks like crap. I could do much better with actually modeling. But when you're starting from a blank canvas, it feels terrible. You got to get some sense of presence, right? Why does this look so bad? I'm over budget. That's why on the texture streaming pool. You can see all of those artifacts on the screen. It's pretty crazy. Okay. I think I need to start getting these notifies built in. So that would be combo 011 montage. 011. I think I need to do it on the actual animation though. So let's put that there. And then on the left screen, I'm actually going to be opening the old animation with the old character to set up the notifies. What's weird is that there's no notify on this. Oh, it's on the montage. Right. Okay. So I actually have a lot of stuff on this, right? I have the stamina used, I have the rotate towards enemy, the blade swing cue sound, and then I have, what is this? I don't remember what this one is. It's a bit more fantastical. The style is heavily Cuban in Taino? What's Taino? Tropical medieval. I like it. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's just get this over with. I hate this part, but I just gotta suck it up. Timings. I don't remember how to set up the timings, but either way I can set up the notifies. Notify track 2. Rotate to enemy. Can I rename this one? Yes, I can. Rotate to enemy. Gameplay event by tag. Rotate towards enemy. There we go. And then I have stamina used on track 2. I think it starts in the same spot. Gameplay event. Stamina. It's weird how it doesn't always update, but I know that it's working. And then right here, we'll do another notify track called sound. Cue, gameplay cue. Let's make this. Oh man. Which one is this? I think that's the wrong. Anim notify. Cue. Sound? Yeah, play sound. That's what it is. Blade swing, Q. There we go. And then lastly, I need the trace. Weapon trace. And that starts a bit before the Q. Animation notify state. Let's see, what is that called? Oof. Notify class. It's a notify class. And ability. What did I make that? I don't think it was that. Event tag. ANS weapon trace class. Notify state. That's what I thought. There we go. Found it. Okay, that one's set up properly. Whack. Now we make the sound. We got the trace. That'll do damage. Now we have to set up the second one. It'll be this one here. So wait, why doesn't the first one use stamina? I might need to fix that. Either way, I think it's okay for now. Let's do stamina. I think that's a gameplay event. Stamina used. Yeah. Okay. Let's get our blade swing in there again. Maybe right there. Let's call it sound Q. Wait, what was it? Sound. Play sound. Keep forgetting. Swing Q. Okay. Maybe a little sooner. Right there. And then weapon trace. Yep, perfect. And then lastly, they rotate towards enemy. Then we got one more to do after this. Let's put that in the same spot as that. Oh, this one doesn't have anything. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's do stamina. Vent. Continue combo. Huh. Oh, that's probably a state, that's why. No, what is that? A and continue combo. There it is. Okay. And then we need another notify. We got stamina, it's sound, and then weapon trace. Find new target. And then rotate to enemy. Stamina is an event. Probably about right there for the sound. Yeah, that looks good. And then find new target. That's actually gonna go right here. Force find new target, yep. Weapon trace can go before the blade queue. Or probably right at it. That was a state. Yeah. Make it longer. And then lastly, the rotate to enemy. That can happen at the beginning of the combo, of course. That's an event. I'll remember eventually. There it is. I think we're good. That wasn't so bad. It was a little torturous, but not so bad. All right, and then all we need to do is fix the root motion situation. And then I think we're good. Let's give it a shot. Come on, grass. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. What do you think? And then we slide back into place, which is the problem we fix next. Okay. Huh. So the rotate towards enemy is supposed to automatically... Oh, that's weird. If you attack from a distance, you'll notice that you fly towards the enemy, kind of like in Kingdom Hearts. It's like a dash attack. I think I need to retarget that. I mean, it doesn't look bad with the old weights, so I don't think I should bother with it right now. But for the sake of consistency. Okay, so here's how the barrier works. If you destroy the enemy's barrier, but you don't take any hearts from them afterward, their barrier can regenerate. But if you take even 1 heart, their barrier cannot regenerate, and their barrier is broken. It's kind of like a Halo shield, right? Player has it too at the bottom, see? So I'm thinking about having pretty simple combat at first, because what I'd like to do is have the gameplay center or revolve around... Oh, see, I'm not going towards the enemy now. I think the find new target thing is messed up. But what I want to do is... I know this sounds weird, but part of me kind of wants to make... yeah, thank you. It does look smooth, doesn't it? Part of me wants to make... you know how, like, in No Man's Sky, a lot of it's about exploration and self-management? That's what Fae Story is going to be like. Like, imagine finding your favorite place in this randomized or keyword-generated place, and then you go there to hang out, and it's on your second monitor, and then you can, like, play casually or chill. It sounds dumb, but I'll make a whole video explaining why I think it's important in the future. But, like, imagine a rainy sort of grassy hill, and then there's like lo-fi like this playing, or like there's the ability to turn that on in the background. It seems like it could be pretty cool as a game where you relax, and I really love relaxing in games. When I was a kid, I would sit on the bridge in .hack or by the water in another game for hours, just like let the controller be there and just like hang out there and feel like I'm immersed in that world. I feel like that's a lost art. There was a video recently by somebody who said why I walk in every game that I play. Have you seen that video? I want to do something similar about sitting. I think the lost art is being present, right? I'm probably not making much sense. It's a larger discussion for sure. But here's the video. It's called The Weird Reason I Walk in Video Games. And I think his main point at the end is very much so centered around immersion and being present in the game, like being transported to another world, which is why we play games, right? I sit in games for that reason. If I can't sit in a game, I feel like the game... And this sounds dumb, but I feel like the gameplay mechanics are missing. I think it's really important to feel immersed. I don't know. But yeah, you should check that video out. Pretty interesting. I'm not saying that's all the game will be, like a lo-fi simulator. It certainly has combat, right? And you're going to have like character management and everything. Yeah, please do. So not all my hits are attacking properly. I think after... Oh, look at that. It's probably the root motion issue because the character slides, so then we don't connect with the enemy. I have a lot of videos and a lot of books that I'd like to recommend. In fact, I'm building a website, an app, and it's going to be gamified and tied into this. It's called Soulstream, and it's going to be a place to journal and collect any videos and watch them later, and book recommendations and all kinds of things, and then like be rewarded with experience for your character for learning and growing. It sounds weird, another thing I need to make a full video on, but the idea is that in this game you have like the UI reflects what the website is, by the way. So you have like this journal stack on the left. You have like a bottom shelf, like as if it's Chrome OS or some kind of operating system. And then you have these little apps or whatever to manage your character. And then you go into this mode called the Soul Stream, which is like kind of like, you know, the star map in No Man's Sky or in like Skyrim where you upgrade your character. Imagine your soul is millions of nodes that are interconnected in different ways, and you can manipulate it or manage it in a way. That's what Phase Story is about. And the gameplay and the story and everything else will unfold based on how you create your character and how you manage yourself. And there's lore and there's like converging worlds and all kinds of cool stuff like that. But I really love knowledge. I really love the idea of self-growth, and self-improvement and things like that. And although controversial, I think it would be really cool to have that in a game where you manage that and like tie it into gameplay somehow. It's not for everybody, but yeah. Actually, why don't I just show you Soulstream a little bit? Take a little break from this before I do the root motion thingy. So let me switch to Google Photos real quick. Maybe, we'll see. I gotta sign in again. It would be really cool one day to have your journal entries in the game, and you could just like sit in a forest or something, right? Like over here or on a hill, and you sit down and relax, and then you're just like journaling or managing your to-do items for the day or for the week, right? But it's in the game, so you feel immersed and you feel a sense of like connection to this character or spark bearer, which I'm calling it. You collect sparks of inspiration as your experience to level up. And yeah, you just like manage it on the side here. So here's Google Photos, and I have a bunch of stuff in here. Sorry, it's probably a ways back as well. So I was working on it. I'm having some issues launching it, but I'm also tying it into this website or app that I'm making called Indie Game Mode, which is like a destination for indie games, and those are all going to be journal entries too. But essentially, it'll look like you find a good example here. Here's the Soul Stream. It's going to be like millions of interconnected nodes. It already works on the web app, right? Here's a Spark Bearer. That's the old character. Some of this is live, but like there's like your calories, your steps, your streak for entries, and like a welcome widget, and like your tasks and things like that, and your sparks at the top right. And then I'm also trying to do like a retro games version of it. And then of course the indie games version of it too. Yeah, so Sparkbearer is a curious explorer with an innate connection to inspiration itself. As darkness spreads across dimensions, you wield a unique light to collect Kairos sparks, fragments of pure creativity hidden in everyday moments. Your journal becomes a beacon of hope across multiple worlds in peril. So it's like a gamified journal, sort of, or something like that. And there's like it works on the phone too, see? This is what it looks like. Your character will be there when you customize it and all that, and animates. And there's like character customization, but right now it's like busted because I can't fix something. It's kind of frustrating. Like I got so far and then I had to like take a break when I lost my job, so yeah, I'm trying to find a good example of the journal entries or whatever. I take screenshots of everything, but I need to start taking video clips of everything. You like it? Would have non-human characters for people. Could be interesting. I mean, I would like to, but I don't like anthropomorphic characters. So any non-human characters would have to be humanoid, because that would be pretty cool. So you can see here, like, you can paste YouTube videos in and save those to your journal. And you can watch them later, for example, right in line, and then collect the spark of inspiration and level up your spark bearer. Here it is. I found it. So imagine you open the game, and then your character's on the right, and then these journal entries are on the left. That's what I'm working toward. So I don't have any connection between the data you put in the web app right now and the in-game, but I do have a plugin that can do it, right? And then that's your Notion. Obsidian has sort of this node graph as well that you can rotate around in 3D. It's kind of what I built. But I do have different species or different. I don't want to spoil the lore. But there are Advanians, which you play as an Advanian. There are Ordamites, which are like the aliens, which I won't talk about too much right now. And then there's a few others as well, but they're all very humanoid. And the enemies in the game are called shells. They're like corrupted beings, kind of like Heartless, I suppose. So yeah, like the sit animation's busted and tied to the old weight painting right now, but ideally you'll be able to sit in the grass and just like manage your quests and maybe like chats you had with other NPCs. In the game right now, it's just going to be all game-centric stuff, right? Ideally. And then in the future, I can tie in like the optional journal or like the Soulstream journal experience if you want to play it that way, or even market it separately. But you can kind of see how it would be relaxing to sit here with some lo-fi and like the weather changing between fog and rain and thunderstorms and sunsets and things like that, and wind blowing and grass flowing and things like that. I think it could be really cool and just kind of chill. Plus, because I'm going to mix in like RuneScape style skills like mining and smithing and crafting and fishing and cooking and all these sorts of things, I think that would provide players with the ability to just maybe play this forever and feel a sense of connection to their true self as a person and their personal growth to this Sparkbearer character. In fact, there's going to be a gameplay mode where you only progress in the game. This is optional, by the way. I should clarify that. If you do stuff in real life, like exercises and workouts and things like that. But Soulstream itself will be like a separate thing, and then just allow people to log into the game. Evening vibes? Yeah, me too. Me too. I really love that sunset. No, come back! It's seeping into the trees now. I really gotta fix that sword. Come back, sunset. And you can see the rings around the planet here as well. Oh, and the clouds are all volumetric. So if you look very closely, the clouds are shifting and changing in real time, dissipating and then reappearing. This is called, it's not Ultra Dynamic Sky, it's from So Stylized. The weather effects as well. There's even a plasma storm and like volcanic ash and things like that. I think I just closed all my windows. Outliner. Yeah, I did. Details. Yeah, I really like that. I mean, it's very unconventional and a little bit controversial, right, to tie it so closely to real life. But I really like the idea, and it's at the core of my like desire for my life, is to gamify fitness and mental health and things like that in order to like inspire and encourage people to become a better version of themselves. So a lot of what I'm doing with Faye Story is tied to that, but I also have like 10 years of lore and like world building that I've done as well. I have like this whole stack of paper like this big of like plot points and characters and timelines and things like that. I get really excited talking about it, so I gotta make sure I don't go off the rails. Check this out. There's like a volcanic ash. This looks really cool. Looks neat, right? Can you imagine with some like really solid sound design how immersive this would feel? And then of course we have like snow, right? Heavy snow. If I put some snow on the ground, I have to do that one day too. But the snow feels nice as well. I really like the fog, but it's like I said, the fog is lagging the game, so I need to optimize that. It did not come optimized like I wanted it to. And then of course I have these modular ruins and enemies spawn in here. What I'd like to do is put out like a combat demo once this is solidified, where you could just defeat enemies and then get a score or collect sparks, right? And fill the spark counter. But I've been so hesitant to release the sort of pre-alpha combat demo and just do this in parts because I wanted this new modular character in, and now that it's in, I can do that soon. But ideally, phase story will be something I work on for the rest of my life. Just like kind of like No Man's Sky. They have all these different content releases, and I have like a content schedule planned as well. You live near the beach, and after storms, it's filled with shells. Yes. Yes, see what I mean? There aren't a lot of games anymore that just ask you to be present in their world. And when you are present, they shut the game down, and then you can't be present anymore because you ran out of stuff to do. Sorry, just checking on my phone here. But what I'd like to do is have Phase Story be a world that you can persist in forever, kind of like RuneScape, where there's always something to do, there's always things to explore, and there's always some way to improve your character, especially as you improve your real self. Or if you want to keep that separate, that's okay too. It'll be separate by default. Your Spark Bearer will grow independent, or you can tie it or toggle on and off the ability to only gain experience or sparks through real-life actions. Thank you for coming to the stream, Oni Boy. If you'd like, you can drop in some other time or just search up my Discord. I'm sorry, I don't have a bot or anything, but please drive safe getting your daughter from school. My son's actually getting picked up right now, so you must be East Coast like me. Yep, be safe. Thank you for coming. But yeah, I got like these fireflies and stuff too. It's really nice. I put a lot of time into making it feel, I don't know, alive. I think that's the word I'm looking for. The grass, the wind, the trees waving, the sound, right? The fireflies, the snow or ash or rain. For me, I think that's why I do game dev. To feel connected to a place. Excuse me. I should take some clips. I get so caught up in the feel of the game that I don't actually get anything done though, so I have to be careful with that. But yeah, playing Final Fantasy Tactics recently really inspired me to like go all in on the feel of the game. Thanks, man. I don't know if I should... does your community know your real name, or should I just call you Soul Engine when I'm live streaming? It's always awkward, because I know you so well that it feels weird to call you by your brand name. For anyone who doesn't know, he and I hang out, like, all the time. I wish we hung out more, but I get so caught up in day-to-day life that I don't get on as much. Okay, good. Matthew. That's liberating. I could just call you Matthew on stream. That's so funny. What I'd really like to do is fix the sitting animation next and add the blocking animation. Oh, I gotta fix the jump too. You see that? The jump's not implemented. But if I can do that, it's gonna feel really good for a start. And then I think I might work on... Oh, what was I gonna work on next? Oh, the houses. The houses, yes. Like the buildings. But yeah, thanks. I worked really hard on the feel of the game. And that's why there's almost no gameplay yet. But I think it'll be pretty easy and quick to add once I've got sort of the game feel down and understand the direction I want to go, right? What was I going to say? Yeah, so jump, block, and sit. I think those are next. But I think I need to do the responsible thing and fix the root motion for the attack animations first, even though I really don't want to. I might have to pull those into Blender. I don't know how much time I have left to stream. I'd like to get off of here when my son gets home, but he really liked the idea of me streaming while he's here so he can hop in the camera and be like, hey, what's up, everybody? But like I said, I'm apprehensive about putting him on camera with people I don't know. Not that you people in the chat, whoever is in the chat, if there's anybody in the chat, you people, not like that. Not if anyone's in the chat. It's not like you're a weirdo or anything. It's just my 9-year-old is only 9, so I feel apprehensive about that. I don't know, keeping his identity a secret and things like that till he's older. You know those celebrities who don't ever put their kids on camera? I feel like I would be one of those celebrities. Oh, really? Yeah, get your son from school. When does your other boy start school? I know your kids' names, I just don't want to use them on stream. Okay, I need to start being responsible with the time here. So, 2 years, aw, and then he starts kindergarten. Aw, he doesn't even know what's coming his way. Poor boy. Kindergarten's fun though. My son loved kindergarten and 1st and 2nd grade, but now that he's in like 3rd and 4th grade, now that he's in 4th grade actually, he's faced a few bullies and... Bro, slow down. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Yeah. I think I need to get these root animations fixed. I'd like to fix them in Engine, but I don't know if that's going to happen because you can't do it on the montage. You have to do it on the animation and it's not actually sticking. So, for example, root motion is enabled, but if I disable it, it still slides the character forward. And then if I do force root lock, that doesn't work either. If I tinker with these other settings, it doesn't work either. So I'm not really sure why that is, but it's only since Unreal Engine 5 that this occurs. And I think I need to bring these into Blender and fix it. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just kind of annoying. I guess we'll just start with the first one, yeah? Browse to asset and export it. Where's that at? Here it is. Sure, let's just keep the settings the same. And let's do the same with these two and just do them all at once. It should be relatively easy because I think all I need to do is remove the Z. Is it Z? I can't remember, but I need to remove the forward motion, essentially. It's just one thing on the dope sheet. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oh, I hope this is quick and easy. Open. Oh, right. It's, okay. Let's just make a new blend file for this. Actually, let's make a new blend file for animation. Oh, never mind. Let's just do this. I have a timeline here. Graph editor, I think. Let's import this. I think it was an FBX, right? Assets, animations, SparkBearer, yeah. Okay. Let's start with the first one. Gosh, what was it? Was it this one? Where was it? It is the root, I think. Hang on. I'm pretty sure I made a tutorial for this. Let me check. Did I delete it? Oh, I think it's on my old channel. I might have hidden the video in YouTube Studio. Let's see. Yeah. I hope I didn't delete it. Let's check my old YouTube. That's not the right one. Oh man, I'm gonna be so mad if I deleted this because I actually figured out how to do this and then what was I thinking? Yeah, that's stupid. Whatever. Pretty sure it's the root and it's the, is it Y? It has to be Y. That's forward. I think I need the dope sheet instead. There we go. Alright, I found it. That doesn't make any sense. It'd be nice if I could just hide these temporarily. Bro. It's definitely the root. XYZ, rotation, scale, it's location. No, I guess not. Location. Pelvis? Nope. I mean, it's root motion, right? So it's in the root. Action editor. Maybe. It's most certainly the Y. That's the way we're facing. Still moves forward though. Huh. That's obnoxious. IK foot root. Huh. Oy. You see something here. GPT. You know, if they fixed this in Unreal Engine 5, I wouldn't have to worry about going in here and doing it manually. I've even tried changing the root motion before retargeting it, and that didn't work either. Let's try that one more time. See? Doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Okay, so force root lock and turn off root motion. Let's retarget that again. So it doesn't work in here. Maybe if I close and reopen it. Nope. Check that out. Still doesn't stay in place even though I've modified it manually to be no root motion and force root lock. That is so obnoxious, but the retargeter doesn't respect it. Hang on a sec. Root settings. Rotation, alpha, blend to source, scale translation. This is not helpful at all. Global settings, enable root. Yeah, I need that. Oh wait, source though. It's not helpful. It's gonna have to be manually done, I think. Let's see what GPT said. Duplicate the action. Make a single copy. Duplicate. Remove. Hold on. Object mode. Select armature. Root. Oh. Okay. That's the root. Well, hello there. Object level travel. Has to be edit mode. Object. Object mode, select the armature, object root. Graph editor, image handles list, expand object transforms. Select XYZ. In any rotation of present, X to delete those curves. Nope. Y location. Pose mode, select the top bone that drives translation root if you have one. Graph editor, enable only selected. There we go, frame selected. There's a way to just show hidden, not that. See. Wonder remove root motion animation. This should tell me. Oh, sick. Okay. That's the timeline. Oh. pose mode to choose a bone. Okay, that makes sense. Why is it the hand root, the actual root? Nope. Oh, the hip bone. Really? Viewport display in front. Pelvis. I did it. Okay, that's how you do it. The Y of the pelvis. There we go. Now let's re-import this and we'll be golden. Do it for 2 more. Actually, let's hope I didn't screw up the export. We'll see. Well, that was a pain. Re-import animation. Let's hope we didn't mess it up. I did it. We're good. We're golden. Let's do those last 2. And then combat is ready to go. Import another FBX. Pose mode. Sweet. That was easy. Pretty sure I'm not supposed to. Actually, I don't know. I think I did select the mesh last time. Let's find out. Import failed. Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to do the skeleton. Oops, just regular FBX. Import failed again. Got a bounce, dude. Keep it up. You got this. Thank you. Sorry I didn't see that before. I was in the zone. Remove root bone. Okay. Export the FBX once more. Let's try this again, shall we? Import failed. Doesn't tell me why. Okay, I have no idea why it failed. Unknown no smoothing groups. That does not make any sense. Why did the first one work and the second one does not? Invalid bind poses. Skinning has been rebind using time 0 pose. Enable smoothing groups. Okay. Where's that at? Geometry, I think. Normals only. I think I have to set that to faces. Smoothing for faces. Oh, smoothing groups. There it is. That's weird. I didn't have to do that for the first one. Please work. Nope. Jeez. Let's get a fresh error log. Import skeleton mesh now has some invalid bind poses. What? See what GPT says. Yeah, it fails there too. It's so odd. Alright, so GPT says it's thinking. This year, GPT. My goodness. My gosh, I could have Googled it faster. Okay, much faster. re-import the skeletal mesh with use T0 as a reference pose. Already imported. Open the skeletal mesh. Details. Import settings. Enable. Oh. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. Skeletal mesh. Sure, why not? Details. Asset details, maybe? Import settings. Here we go. It doesn't make any sense. In Blender, clean export and import. Rest versus pose. Select armature properties, rest position. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I didn't have to do it for the first one. That is not an option. Motion, but the warning is about the skin bind mattresses not matching the skeleton's reference pose. Edit mode. Let's just try again. Okay. This time there's no, I think we're good. Selected only. Oh, yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that failed again. Why is it that the first one worked? See? Works perfectly. Let's re-import it with a new file. Yeah, I know. So this one worked flawlessly. Let's find out why. XYZ is still there. What? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Or no, I don't. It's very odd. Location Y should all be zeroed out. Maybe if I re-export it. Something definitely went wrong. See, it exported it with the character as well. Maybe that's supposed to happen. First one didn't do that. I don't think it's gonna work. Oh, jeez. Okay, it might be time for me to call it. Anyone who's watching, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for all who came today. And I'm gonna try to stream every day. Maybe every day. Maybe every other day. I don't know. But we got really far. We got the combo set up. The first... the root motion is fixed on the first swing, but not the other two, and that's okay. I can fix that off stream or something. But if you notice the first swing from the top right to the bottom left, the character is actually right there. The character doesn't move. So we did that properly. But you know what? I feel like the character's torso still stretches. Maybe it doesn't. I might be imagining it. Ooh, maybe a little bit. Is it too thin? Is that weird? It's hard to tell based on how I modeled it. But I really do need to set up mutable so that the clothes stop showing through. Alright, we'll work on it over time. But yeah, thanks for coming. I'm going to stop the stream now. You guys, if you want to visit the Discord and hang out, let me see if I got that link still. There it is. Feel free to hop in. Like I said, I haven't really streamed in a couple years, so this is just a casual way of getting back on the horse.